Welcome back, folks, to Mobs. Today we will be installing Active Directory Domain Controller. So let's go to the server manager. That's the Hyper-V manager. Since we have installed the data center, and let's fire it up. We'll be installing the domain controller on this machine. There's the 3-finger salute. Now there's the server manager here. There are some services done. Since this is the preview version, it will start automatically at a delayed time, but you can do it manually. It will save you some time. Okay, start services. Okay, it's done now. So let's go to manage. Before doing that, we need to restart this server again for once more. At the properties, we need to change the machine name. Let's change Mobs PDC. This is going to be the primary domain controller. Let's click OK, and we will be restarting the machine. Since this machine is running on a SSD, it's pretty fast, so you can see that it boots up like a snap. So here we are. Dashboard coming up. All servers again. Let's do the restart the servers again. One by one. There's the bits and the policy service. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Voila. Let's see. Let's go to manage. One quick thing we need to see that the network and sharing center, we will need to see the details. Here's our there's my DHCP server. It's actually a router providing the DHCP IP addresses, and these are our DNS servers. So we need to make it 192.168.1.200. that's the standard subnet mask. 192.168.1.254 for the fixed IP. Let's see. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can access the internet. There we go. Yeah, with some ping timeout. Okay, still nearly about steady. Oops, sorry, I didn't put in the IP addresses for the DNS servers. So let's check on the base servers on the details. It's 192.168.12.1. that's my primary domain server, and that's the actual IP address of the ISP, 180.2. So let's go back to the server manager and add roles and features. Skip this page. By default you need to have a strong password, IP addresses configured, blah blah blah. Yeah, I just did that. Windows updates are installed. Yeah, we will do that later. And let's the service we're going to install, it's going to be a role service for feature-based installation, because these roles has multiple features in it, and except for all these roles and features, this remote desktop service installation is only for VDI. So let's select role-based or feature-based installation and click next. Mubs PDC 101. So oops, data center preview, it's still showing 101. So let's do a restart again. Internet access, Windows Smart Screen. It actually recognizes unwanted applications that could harm the PC. So let's restart the machine again. Yeah, software reconfigurations unplanned. That's actually true. I'm actually doing everything on the go. Again, Control to Del, put in your passwords. Again, the same services are down. It's actually annoying a bit, since we're handling the preview edition. The final RTM will be this box free. Let's say blah 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 da, 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 da. Yes, it's done nearly. Okay, so let's see. Again, add roles and features. Click next on this one. Yes, 200, it's showing up. We're going to install the Active Directory, domain services, and all these necessary servers are actually suggested that you need to install the services or not. You can manually configure this, but I recommend that install this on the go. Module for Windows PowerShell. This is the admin center for Active Directory, and domain services snap-ins for command line tools. So add features. So I'm doing this, and this menu, add roles and features wizard, actually comes up by not issuing the DC promo. It's actually been discontinued starting from Windows 2012, and since these are actually fully redesigned, and all these things are actually removed from the systems, the DC promo, you have to do it differently. I'm going to show you how. So partial features and things that are actually needed got selected automatically. So we're going to click next over here, and finally Restart the destination server automatically. Oops, no, I don't want the server automatically be restarted. So these are the items that we checked in. Let's install. I'm going to pause the video for a couple of minutes until it gets installed, everything gets installed, and I'll be back right away. So the installation has been done. Let's close, and domain services has been installed. Now, as you can see, it installed all the necessary items, but we need to promote the server to a domain controller. We're going to add a new domain to an existing, it's a new forest. Okay, since if you have an existing domain, you would select this one, and a new domain to an existing forest. If you have multiple domain controllers in your office premises and things like that, then you'd go for the second option. Since this is going to be new domain for a new forest, go for the last one, add a new forest. So mobs-pd.org. so this will be my domain. More about deployment configurations. The help is coming in. ADDS installation and removal wizard pages. So here you will get all the deployment configurations step by step. I'll let it load up. Okay, let's scroll down. As a new domain, a new forest, and we'll be adding a if you're adding a domain to an existing forest, you will see the child domain comes up, and you will do the parenting and the new domain that you will be creating. You will put this into the machine, into the fields. So deployment configuration comes in. You have to put passwords in, and definitely you'll tick it will be the global catalog server if it's the first server. The first functional level would definitely be Windows Server 2012 at least. I'm not going to install any 2008 or R2 machines into this demo. And definitely you'd go for the DNS server installation. The capabilities would be installed within the server installation. Put in the passwords, and then specify domain controller capabilities, the second one, and delegation options, and finally administrative accounts that needs to be added for the replication group, the netbus name, put in the basic input output system network for the network, and replicate from media installation whatever you have. I have the ISO and the CD also already inserted into the server. So the CD just got inserted, and the folders for the system volume, log files, and the Active Directory database. And preparation options, there will be the schema preparations and the domain preparations. So these are the basic items you need to go through. As you can see, the screenshots are already there for your reading, and as you can see, I've clicked in and opened the more about deployment configuration. So it's a good read before you go to the installation and things got messy. So it's better to have more understanding on the machines, what you're actually doing. So I've just clicked next on the machine. It'll take some time to gather up all the information and things like that, so the wizard will might take some time. So let's not clumsy up the desktop. So, since you got these things, DSRM passwords, type the directory service restore mode password. It's not actually giving you the field to fill in. Select functional level. Okay, now it's came in. You can see that only 2008 and onwards the functional level can be made, and the domain functional level is 2012 R2, since we're actually installing the R2 data center preview edition. So put in the password, hit next. Delegation options. A delegation for the DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative parent zone cannot be found, since this one is the first one, right? And the NetBIOS name. As you can see, the target server is MOPS PDC. All the server configurations and the server manager can handle everything at one go. The NetBIOS name is automatically picked up since I have provided it like mops-bd.org, and let's move ahead with it. And the directory paths would be coming in, the database paths. As you can see, I'm good with the directory that's mentioned over here, but I think it's a good idea if you have a RAID 5 or 50 or 60, and definitely it's a good idea to put all these directories in those RAID drives. And definitely you should be installing your primary server and your domain controller on a mirrored volume. So if one gets down, other would be take over, the other hard drive would take over the operating system. So review the installation script and things that actually you have agreed to install, all these things. Click on next. It's populating all the information, the prerequisites. If anything fails, it won't let you install the Active Directory. Whatever we have just configured over here, it's not going to do anything in effect without checking the prerequisites. So hold on a while, it will be coming up and everything will be populated. So it's saying domain controller have a default of the security setting, allow cryptography, blah blah blah. We will do this later on. All passed successfully. Click install to begin installation. And the second one is the delegation. These are the things that comes up automatically. And DNS for DNS, we haven't installed the DNS server right, so we have selected on the DNS options that it will be installed. So these two errors comes up, and it's safe to install these things. We can configure this later on. So click install. It will be start the installation for your first domain controller. And I will be pausing the video for a while, and I will be back when the video gets when the installation gets done. Please be mindful that over here you get the information on the progress records, what actually gets installed. So you'll get the names of the services that's actually getting installed. And now the DNS server gets installed, and finally it's finished and it will be restarted. And let's close it. Here we are. The Hyper-V is getting restarted. And the domain controller is ready. As you can see, the domain name has been changed. And the server manager is up. All servers. DNS has no errors. ADDS manageability events, we're going for that. Let's start the services again. And no pending tasks. So let's see what ADDS is actually doing. There are some warnings and errors, replications. We haven't configured anything at all right now, and the BPA would be coming in soon, and the metering, start performance counters, so it will get some data in it. Active Directory domain services, it's up and running. So there you go, you can run all these things, anything you want. Active Directory Administrative Center, domains and trusts, definitely the PowerShell. If you want to have a new NIC teaming, if you have two network cards, you can do the NIC teaming, because all hardware companies are actually not providing any support for the NIC teaming, because nearly all the servers software servers are actually coming in with the NIC teaming features in it. So automatic feedback, definitely this is the one we want to have a look at it. Let's see the properties of it. Managed by, change your name, the functional level, domain functional level, and the first functional level is there. Oops. We're going to create some users right now. Here are the default accounts and domain controllers. Here's the domain controller. Let's see some properties in it. Default for site name, I want to change it to, yeah, it's okay. DC type, the global catalog, that's the primary feature of it. Member of none, primary domain controllers. Delegation will be settling in later on. Managed by, change, advanced, administrator, apply. So we are done with creating our first primary domain controller. Here it is, the Active Directory Administrative Center. And you can do a whole lot of things over here. The Administrative Center also gives you the same operational activities on the as you can see, you can create computers. Again, you can add some domain controllers, and also, but you need to this is a very good operational option for any administrators. And let's see another one. This is where the domains and trusts comes in. First one, trusts. If you have new functional machines, you can add these machines into the domain for trust operations. Let's see another one, sites and services. That's the default first site. Let's rename it first BDC on first BDC. That will be it. Okay, first at BDC. Oops. So there you go. And there is your DNS alias, as you can see, msdcs mobs-bd.org. that's the global catalog server. So we haven't created anything at all right now, functional, security, nothing. So it's a plain and simple domain controller, and this is your first domain controller. Along the installation, we have installed the domain DNS. So let's check out the DNS server manager. There's the machine name, mobs-bd.org. Here's the forward lookup zones. It's created by default. As you can see, that's the FQDN for the machine. Reverse lookup zones are not created. Let's create a new lookup zone for the primary server. To all DNS servers running domain controllers in this forest, to all DNS servers running on domain controllers in this domain, that's the forest. Select how the zones gets replicated. IP4 reverse lookup zone, network ID 192.168.1, and this is the reverse address ARPA. Yes, allow. This is the dynamic update. Allow both only secure dynamic updates. This is a good choice if you have multiple multiple DNS servers. So security definitely should be your first concern. And the reverse lookup zone is connected. It's done. SOA, that's the start of authority. That's the general features. Dynamic updates, secure only. Aging, scavenging, zone transfer data, so we'll be configuring it later on. So this is where I get off. And finally, this is your primary domain controller. We have just created our first domain controller, and let's check if we still have the network connectivity. And it seems we do. Enhanced security configuration is enabled. Let's check on Microsoft.com. It's still coming in. We need to block these items to go this server to the internet, as you should do it, because your primary domain controller should not be should not be staying on an internet facing server. So you need to stop these things happening. So there you go. Hope this video helps. Bye.